Everybody, Stop building these walls of concrete. We've got the world at our feet. Don't let go, we're strong. Nothing will ever make us strong. 'Cause I know that we are forever and ever. When it's you and I, we will make infatuated forever and a day. But now we're out here together with nothing standing in our way. Can you feel the attraction? Feel the attraction. Can you feel it between us? This energy's inside us like electricity. Feel the love running through like electricity. Feel the love running through like electricity. Like electricity. Taking over your body, it's flowing through your mind. This feeling's got me on fire. Don't ever leave it all behind. Can you feel the attraction? Feel the attraction. Can you feel it between us? This energy's inside us like electricity. Feel the love running through like electricity. Feel the love. think about the way that you move around, up and down on that stage. It's your future vibes. Bright lights, they put me in a daze, and I can't stop but think about the way that you move around, up and down on that stage. It's your future vibes.
Stop building these walls of concrete. We've got the world
FIVB World League finals are in Poland as the planet's best teams battle it out for glory. Up next is the gold medal match as Serbia take on Brazil right here in Kraków. Hello and welcome to the Tauron Arena here in Kraków. Clayton Lucas with you as we get ready for the final. It will be Brazil against Serbia. Serbia were in the final last year where they were beaten by France. They've made it back here this year and they want to go one better. However, if they thought it was tough against France, it's going to be equally as tough, if not tougher, against Brazil. Brazilian fans hoping that their team will come away with victory. It's been a while since Brazil won this World League. The last time they did it was in 2010 in Argentina, Cordoba, where they beat Russia. Serbia were third on that occasion. They were in the final in 2011 in Gdansk, Brazil, when they lost to Russia. They were in the final again in Argentina in 2013 and Florence, Italy in 2014. On both occasions they lost. For Serbia, their victory in their semi-final over Italy was hard fought, and it puts them into this position of having back-to-back finals, but they don't want to have back-to-back silver medals, do they? So look at the Brazil squad. Bernardo Rezende, Bernardinho as he's known, has shown us that actually he's got really good strength in depth, especially when you look down that list and see that Murillo is not on it. He's here with the team, but he's not been playing. Well, the warm-up is over. Players have been battering the volleyballs through 4, through 2, and from the serving line. And now it's time for them to step out onto court. We've had some breathtaking volleyball here at the Tauron Arena in Poland, and we're hoping that this last match of this year's edition of the FIVB Volleyball World League will be just as breathtaking and just as exciting. So with both teams out onto court, it's time for the national anthems. We'll start with Serbia, finish with Brazil.
And now, the national anthem of Brazil.
So, two anthems over. There still is, though, one more anthem to be played, but whose will it be come the end of this match? Will it be Serbia or will it be Brazil? Best of 5 sets to decide that and see who will be this year's World League champion. Referees making their way out onto court. First referee today from Slovakia, Jure Mokri. And he'll be ably assisted by Russia's very own Andrei Zinovic. Two great referees in charge of what we hope will be a great match. Serbia then get ready to come out onto court, starting with Uroš Kovačević, number 2, going through the outside. Also going through the outside, swing hitting Marko Ivovic, number 8. Number 9, Nikola Jovovic is setting. Number 16, Drazen Luboric is in the opposite slot. And then through the middle, it's number 18, Marko Prodrašinin. And number 20, Srećko Lizinac. He's got the biggest jump I have ever seen. He gets his shirt above the height and then his shirt number. And the libero today, Neven Mestorovic, number 17, along with Nikola Rosic, number 19. Nikola Gribic deciding that's who he wants out on court. No place for Milos Nikic, who injured himself earlier in this tournament, and he's been sitting out. Uroš Kovačević taking his place and keeping his place. For Brazil, Bernardinho is going with what he believes to be his strongest team. Number 1, Bruno setting. Number 4, Wallace in the opposite slot. Number 13, Souza is fit after his tweak of his back yesterday. Will go through the middle, along with Lucas Sackkamp, number 16. And then the outside hitters today, Lucarelli, number 18, and Maurizio, number 19. That's how they line up. Thiago Brendel is down as the libero. but expect to see plenty of Sergio, the 40-year-old iconic libero who retired but was brought back by this man, Bernardinho, and he's doing a great job. The last time these two teams played each other in a final was in 2009 in Serbia, Belgrade. And it was Brazil that beat Serbia on home soil. Russia finished third on that occasion. We're in Poland for this one, though. And both these teams' last final experiences resulted in silver medals. But for one of them, it's going to be a happy, happy story. And for the other, it will be another silver medal. So the players are ready, the fans definitely ready. Hopefully wherever you're watching from, you're ready and you're all settled in for what we hope, and no doubt you hope, will be a spectacular game befitting of a World League final. Brazil in yellow serving, it's Serbia in blue receiving. This the gold medal match from the FIVB Volleyball World League finals here in Poland. The Tauron Arena in Kraków playing host to this year's edition, and it's Serbia who have the side out and the first point through. Lizinats, who will go back to serve. Mauricio didn't like that. Wallace liked that, though. He's going to be a real threat, Wallace and Lucarelli, for Brazil. And they are players that Serbia were desperate to stop in this match if they can. Serbia have threats of their own, though, with Lizinats and Podraščanin through the middle, Kovačević with his skill, and also Ivović through the outside. That one is off the block and out. Podraščanin made the touch. Teeny, teeny finger. Both teams getting their eyes in, both teams getting a touch of the ball, all the players now have had contacts, haven't they? And it's good to see both teams have started fine. No one's run away with it to start with, although, saying that, Serbia have opened up a 2-point lead early on as they flood the middle and stop the backcourt pipe. That's great blocking, actually, isn't it? Because Kovačević was slightly exposed, but got back in to deny Lucarelli. Again, Wallace with that 2-foot approach, little step to jump to hop, and banging the ball away. Podraščanin straight over the top. Jovovic not afraid to go to the middle. He's got some serious height in Podraščanin and Lizinats to find. And that's going to really stretch Brazil's block of Souza and Lucas. Oh, Mustanovic almost made an excellent dig. He just stuck in there and said, come on then, give us your best. Lucarelli went cross court. He was dug, but Brazil have the point. That could be the one area of weakness for Serbia. Tanisiewicz not here for Serbia. Luberic acting as the go-to hitter in the opposite slot. The other opposite player is Dokic, who plays his volleyball in Greece. Certainly Wallace on the stats is a better attacker than Luberic in that department. I think Souza's got that one in the chops. Certainly did. Got a very close look at that one. He's okay though. Lucas. Top ball in from Kovacevic. Even though Podraščanin was blocked, because Brazil are having to reach up as high as they are, Souza's still blinking and feeling the effects of the last swing. They can't get across the net as far as they'd like, so the ball doesn't come down as quickly as it might. Podraščanin with his very unique style of service. If you get to see him, he throws the ball up, takes a step back and then goes forward into it. But he's certainly able to get through it, isn't he? Maurizio again, just struggling. Wallace is put down by Lizinec, and we hit the first technical timeout. Serbia are leading by 2.
Idemo korak levo. Ovo mi sa glave super, staneš na pola puta, sad ćemo ne znam da će da mu digne ponovo. Ovo me razume, znači ako ideš iz glave, idemo slobodno da ga branimo po dijagonali.
Podraščanin again. Lucarelli puts the ball to target 1, comes in with a big swing and finds an amazing angle cross court. He's got a super leap on him, hasn't he, Lucarelli? Podraščanin took the power but couldn't contain it. Brazil are back level. Bruno goes to serve. That sends Wallace into the front row. He's there with Souza and Lucarelli. Oh, good dig. There's a net touch against Wallace as it went past him. And so that effort from Bruno counts for nothing. Jovovic. Lizinet's got a touch, but not a meaningful one. So high up in the air, Lizinet's. And then you are just hitting the ball straight down. It's like you stood on the floor with a ball in hand and just smashing it into the floor. Look at him. Bang. It's not often you get to hit down on the ball. Generally, you're telling players, and as a player trying to hit up on the ball, reach it at its highest point. Some of these guys, that just doesn't compute. They don't need to. They jump so high. They're just above it, swinging down on it. And Brazil have got themselves level. Souza to serve. A rare miss for Lucas, but even at the highest level, your middle blockers can frustrate you. You'd expect him to have put that one away, but opened up the body angle to position 5, but hasn't hit it down steeply enough, so now Lizinets will come back with the serve for Serbia. Oh, nice from Luburic. Getting that over the top of the block. Oh, he did, didn't he? Straight over Maurizio. Lucarelli needs to have played that. So often we say when the first few you think, oh, you've gone over the top and they've gone to the side or in the gap, but that was straight over the top from Luburic. Oh, goodness me. Luburic was lucky that just hit him in the shoulder. If it had been anywhere else, he'd have been in trouble, wouldn't he? He couldn't move. He flinched, and it caught him. In fact, that might well have been Jovovic's ball if he'd have not got in his way. Wallace. Kovacevic has a little look through to Bruno after putting that one away off of his block and out. Kovacevic knows Bruno all too well. Both of them play in the Italian Superliga. Kovacevic plays for Verona. Bruno plays for Modena. Bruno's clubmate is that man, Lucas. Expect to see those two connect in transition at some point during this match as well. And what I mean by that is once the ball has been dug, and it might look like that Brazil are in trouble, but Bruno somehow manages to find Lucas so many times on a quick ball that just completely befuddles the opposition. Nice up from Brendel. He's seen more court time than he has done in any of the other matches. It's difficult to really appreciate just how hard that ball is being hit by these men when you watch it on the television. If you ever get a chance to go and see a game of this magnitude, of this level, you have to go. And you just be in awe. You think you might be able to hit the ball hard? Well, think again when you see these guys. obviously that's to us mere mortals. If there's those of you international players watching this, I'm sure there are a few of you that can hit just as hard, but maybe harder. Well watched by Ivovic. Well, Maurizio was late to react, as that ball was slowed down by the block. See what's Maurizio doing, he's still moving, he gets set, but it's already off and running, and he's late. It was hard and long. And at the technical timeout, Serbia lead by 3. However, there's going to be a challenge. Did it touch the block on its way out? So there was no touch, and it is 16-13 at the second technical timeout. Kovacevic. Well up from Luberic. Another chance here for Brazil. Oh, that's too much on that one. Oh, getting a little bit too cute, Brazil at the moment. Thought that was actually going to go to Lucas behind. It was just a little too far in front of Wallace, and Kovacevic goes to serve again. This is a really good first set lead that Serbia have built up. That's going to get bigger. We just wonder if Maurizio's time on court is going to be coming to an end, whether Lipe might come on for him, because at the moment Maurizio's not performing, is he? And look at that service run.
Direita, pra lá. Não vou dar tomar esse. Pode dar bola, tá? Deixa ele mais solto pra cá. Vamos rodar. Estamos respeitando demais, velho. Vamos respeitando assim não, cara. Comunicação.
Everyone went with Bruno, and Lucas gets a free swing. Podrashin in with the serve. Bruno. Oh, that's just beautiful. Marko Ivovic, who plays his volleyball for Belgorod in Russia. He knows how to hit a ball hard. All the outside hitters, the wing hitters and the opposite players for Brazil are all on second tempo timings. Look at that, 4 players up and around the setter. And there's just so much pressure then on the block. You don't have that time to react. Lucarelli. A serve for Lucarelli. Lines judge was quick to call it in, and Kovacevic agrees. And Brazil begin the comeback, but not before Serbia called timeout.
Nema varijacija, nema ništa, znači udara u sredinu terena. Malo ćemo da skupimo sada, vjerovatno će sad ovdje kad tebi 6-1. Ok, poziciji 1, ako ti dođe pozitivan prijem, beže na krajeve. Ne pomaže na tebi. Ok, zato što imaš 3 napadača napred, beže na krajeve. Ok, znači šta god daje, ostavljali ste 1 ništa.
I C18 rząd 32, miejsce 27. Ja jeszcze to powtórzę później. C18 rząd 32, miejsce 27. Po drugiej przerwie technicznej drugiego seta zapraszam tutaj w okolice naszego stanowiska przy wejściu na 14.
Nice block out. Although I think they're going to call touch off of Ivovic, so it's going to be a challenge. Although I'm not sure you can challenge that, can you? No, you can't actually. It might have come back, it might have hit Ivovic, doesn't matter. It wasn't called, so you can't challenge it. It wasn't spotted. Matt Anderson had one of those for the USA earlier in the week. Same position, through 2. Come back off him and went out, but wasn't spotted by anybody, and USA had the point. Brazil take that point. Maurizio again struggling. Brendel then just hoiks it back to the middle, and look at this from Lucarelli. Kovacevic is wishing he got in on the block now. Souza. Ivovic giving Brazil a taste of their own backcourt pipe medicine. Mauricio's attacking isn't to be questioned, is it? He's doing well in that department. Double substitution, Evandro and William come in. William will go to serve, Evandro into the front row. William, the backup setter for Brazil. Nice up from Brendel. Great covering by Mustarevic. Oh, but he couldn't stop that one. Made a good cover, made a second good cover, then gets into position. That was just too quick for him. Podrashinin opened up, then hit across his body, gave himself a little bit more room to bury that one. Luberic. Too far away for William. Brazil's passing unit is struggling. Set point now for Serbia. Timeout called by Brazil. Brendel keeps it off the floor. Evandro with some work to do. Luberic. Well, Brazil will take the point, but the worry for them is the passing of that man, isn't it, Maurizio? Serbia know that it's an area for them to exploit, and they are going after him with everything they've got. Still set point Serbia. One side out needed, 3 opportunities to do it. That won't come back. So Maurizio with his back to the wall, his team with their backs to the wall in this set, come out firing. Second set point saved. Starovic turned into the pretzel, and Serbia turned to a timeout. First set goes to Serbia, 25-22. Confirmation of the score, and this a perfect start for Serbia. Many might have fancied Brazil to get this one done 3-0. If you thought that, well, think again. passing, wasn't it? They're going to need to tighten up in that zone.
Szanowni Państwo, zanim przywitamy zawodników, przypomnę raz jeszcze. Kibice, którzy są posiadaczami biletów następujących po zakończeniu drugiej przerwy technicznej, zapraszam tutaj na poziom A przy wejście A14. Proszę tutaj wejść koło naszego stanowiska. Jest sympatyczny pan ochroniarz, przypilnuje, a później pójdziemy na środek wojska celem wypełnienia niespodzianek. C14, rząd 39, miejsce 12, C14, rząd 39, miejsce 12, C18, rząd 32, miejsce 27, C18, rząd 32, miejsce 27.
Well, Maurizio keeps his place on court for now for Brazil. No changes for Serbia. Serbia to serve to get the second set going. Well, it went in the direction he wanted it to go, but just, well, referee's being polite, saying only 2 touches. Ivovic again. It was right across Lucarelli, who let it go. Oh, he's going to challenge. Is it going to be an ace? Oh, it is! It's just clipped the line. Ivovic then gets to serve again. Wallace puts his arm through that one. And Brazil have the point back. Brandl's still the main libero for this match. Sergio hasn't had much to do. Kovacevic buzzing around Brazil's block. Covering by Kovacevic, but Drashinin was trying to get that block out. He might well have done, I think, if Kovacevic hadn't been there. Kovacevic is now the victim of a block out. Well, actually, that would have gone in, wouldn't it? So it was good covering by Kovacevic. But it's Brazil who take the point. Lucarelli opening up and then coming through that ball. That ball is in the way of what he wants to hit, if you think of it like that. And that way you're always going to hit through the ball, which is what he does. That's a great set by Jovovic. Maurizio then not finishing his block, and Kovacevic getting block out. That's quality, that is. This isn't bad either, is it? Certainly takes his time, Maurizio. He might be close to the 8 seconds allowed for serve. Kovacevic. Got up from Wallace, but oh, he's brought it back into play. That's great work. Bruno thinks that he was attacking over the net, and he may well think that, but it doesn't matter. You can't challenge that. Did it touch the antenna? That's the other thing he was asking. Doesn't look like it did. Just giving Bruno something to think about. Oh dear, Lucarelli went just a little bit too quick. Bernardino's having kittens as they get the technical timeout. Very unhappy with Lucarelli.
Tá difícil, você não pode errar. É só esse erro tirar. Se eles der uma porrada, beleza, a gente sabe o que vai acontecer. Valeu?
A corrida na loptu, dolazi u tvoju zonu, pomozi puno. Prvi tek. Ako ne steneš iza glave, ko te staješ, ko ostaješ, okej? Daj, majstori! Ajmo!
Once Brazil get the ball in, they are difficult to stop. Maurizio will be happy that he's able to put Sousa away via the hands of Bruno. Bodrashnin now goes to the bench. He's replaced by Mestariovic, the libero for Serbia. And Bruno, in his bright green shoes, will serve. Now, Lucarelli and Bruno not on the same wavelength, because Bruno wanted Lucarelli to swing on that. As it is, Wallace does the swinging. Very nice, Ivovic getting past Wallace as if he wasn't even there. So here comes the challenge. It nearly didn't come. Bernardino screaming at his assistant. Didn't touch anyone, did it? Well, that's not what he wanted, is it? He wanted ball in out. They pressed the wrong button again. Oh, good up, Ivovic. Well, Serbia are bossing this one. Last year's beaten finalists are in no mood to get the silver medal again, are they, on the evidence of what we're seeing so far? Well, for those of you perhaps not so familiar with English terminology, that's Bernardino having kicked. In other words, he's very frustrated. It's very nice to be able to play those kind of shots, but look at the height he's played it from, above the height of the antenna. Loads of time for people to come in. There's Luigi in his new forest green. Good chase by Kovacevic. Wallace drives out, he's available to hit. And he gets block out. Brendel watching it, making sure, just in case. Stable ball out wide, and then Wallace wraps it off the block and out. Nice set that time from Lucarelli, no double touch. So Brazil battling hard. Vizinat's not finishing the block, not closing it early enough and getting far enough across the net. Just little bits of Brazil's game not quite up to speed. Passing's not quite there, serving's not quite there. The link between setter and attackers not quite there, all of which is meaning Serbia are 1-0 up and 12-9 up. But small margins are the difference between success and failure. That was quite a big margin, as that one missed on the baseline for Ivovic. That's better from Brazil. Working hard, getting back to within touching distance now, 1 point behind. Great block from Wallace. One-on-one, he puts Kovacevic down. That could be a turning point. It's a big point for Brazil. They're back level. Kovacevic, being a lefty, didn't really have any other angle available to him with that ball, did he? And Mastiarovic, despite his best efforts, doesn't bring it back into play. Nice swan dive, though.
Kada je lopta dobra i to sve, pogotovo kad su nam dva primača blizu, kad su nam dva napadača blizu. Tako je slobodno i da skaču, imaju 90% prolaz, tako da koji ih jebe.
Two very different styles of coaching when you watch Nikola Gribic and then you watch Bernardinho. Bernardinho pretty much has himself in the ringer, as it were, from start to finish. The emotions are there for us all to see. He's done well to keep hold of the same earpiece, actually, for this tournament. Normally gets through a couple, at least, chewing on them, pulling on them, biting them, as he gets frustrated with what he's seeing. Whereas Gribic is just pretty cool, calm and collected. It's Souza with the serve for Brazil. Lovely, Lubaric over Mauricio. Well, he may well only be the second string opposite for Serbia, but he's still some player, isn't he? Plays his volleyball for Piacenza, actually, in Italy, does Lubaric. Shows the quality. Kuzinets plays his volleyball here in Poland for PGE Skra Belchatov. Excellent. Perfect way to play the backcourt pipe. Podrashnin up, Ivovic in the gap, ball goes down. Indecision for Lucarelli, point for Serbia. Trouble for Brazil. Talk about how good Serbia are, but in terms of their success, they tend to be the bridesmaid as opposed to the bride, or the best man as opposed to the groom. They are the team with most World League medals, 8 to be precise, without winning at least one title. Mauricio having to serve, not what he wanted to do. And now Brazil are embarrassed by that second ball over as we hit the second technical timeout. Serbia leading by 2 and by 1 set to love.
Tá engrenando o jogo. Tá engrenando.
Vamos nessa virada, vambora.
Chega no passe, o que aconteceu aqui na frente já foi. Sempre no passe, tá? Se mexendo pra dentro não é. Eu pego assim, ó. Atenção aqui agora, tá? A segunda do cara é de toque. Toda vez que nós estamos na linha de primeiro tempo aqui, é pra frente. Não pode cair de toque.
Vamos pegar essa porra!
Nice play. Luberic getting the better of the block, and Serbia increasing their lead and their hold on this second set as a result. Bernardinho again, he's another terminology you use. He's beside himself at the moment with rage. As we see that one again. Here we go, there goes the earpiece. He'll be able to use it again though.
Equilíbrio, para não bater e ir embora. Contra-ataque de novo. Tem que ir paralela, pergunta era um. Não pode passar no meio, a bola foi alto aqui pro 8. Cai, vamos lá, moçada.
Italy and Brazil, 8 times winners of this World League. He doesn't want to throw his glasses away because without them, and he's like Mr. Magoo anyway with them on, without them he can't see anything. Lucas. Podraščanin for Serbia. Oh, miss hit from Wallace. Oh, it's not going well, is it, for Brazil at the moment? Lipe has come in, replacing Maurizio, which really probably needed to happen earlier in this first set. I was surprised, and perhaps maybe those of you watching who were also surprised that Maurizio stayed on for set 2 after his performance in set 1. Lucarelli gets himself back into it as well. Nice swing from him. But for Serbia now, it's all about side out, isn't it? 5 of them, and they'll have a 2 sets to love lead. And the one distinction that neither of these teams would like, but it's going to happen to them. Whoever loses tonight will have the most silver medals in the World League. Currently, Serbia, Brazil, Cuba and Russia all have 5 each. That's a double touch given against Serbia. But one of these two will top the silver medal table. Well, is this set reaching a tipping point? Another couple of points like that, it may well do. Will it, though, go in favour of Brazil? Or can Serbia hang in there? Not a great pass from Ivovic, was it?
Prema tome opet isto, Mare obreše dobro ruke, ostavljamo ako udara jako, pazite na varijacije sve da koje ne skrati. Nemoj da je uzimaš ako ide previše iza. Okay, znači samo ako je tu u tvojoj zoni, ostale će oni da pogledaju. Daj majstori,
Kontrolišemo sve samo
Hashtag chest bump. Bruno once again looking for his second ace in a row. Well, not going to get it. Now he has to go back and organise Brazil's side out. He's got Lucarelli, Sousa and Wallace in the front row, potentially Lipe on the backcourt pipe. Brazil stacking up high for this jump float serve. Nice ball in from Lipe, and it's Lucarelli who's going to knock that one out of nowhere. And unfortunately for Masterovic, he can't bring it back into play as that was off the shoulder of Jovovic. Not sure he knew much about it. It was some thump, wasn't it, from Lucarelli? Oh, right off the shoulder. Big block from Lipe. Brazil one back. Net touch against Brazil. Doesn't matter where the ball went. Serbia have their side out. Ivovic. This time, Wallace makes no mistake. He's much more comfortable, isn't he, hitting through two with his body position, the way he comes in, that he can just open up those angles than he is sometimes by hitting on the 10 on that backcourt attack. Sousa. That's back off Lubric, has to be hit. Kovacevic does exactly that. Wallace running out of ideas. Lubric gets dug by Sousa. Oh, it's another block touch at the net. Say block touch, net touch it was by Lipe. Puts his hand up, apologises. Doesn't stop it being a net touch though, does it? But in part, again, you have to think he's being closed down and smashed into by Lucas. It's so difficult at times as an outside blocker or blocker at two, and you've got these huge lumbering middle blockers trundling across the net towards you. Kovacevic says, oh no you don't. The roll shot is shoved back down and Serbia have set point. This is not looking good for Brazil. Lizinets, licensed to go after this one. Good ball in from Brendel. And that one is cuffed to the line by Lucas, who was running out of room, wasn't he? Had to lean backwards. Well, there's going to be a challenge as to whether the ball's in, out. If it is out, well, Serbia will take the set. Looks to be in, well in. Williams in, Ivandro's in. Serbia looking for a side out. It's Luberic, it's down, it's a set for Serbia, and they lead by 2 sets to love here in Poland at this year's edition of the World League final. And they're looking good for it, Serbia. Confirmation of the set scores, 25-22, 25-22. We're going to have an extended break now as the teams go off, and Brazil certainly need that, don't they? They have to go back and refocus. Not what anyone was expecting, I don't think, save for those of you supporting Serbia. And it's causing them problems. It's the reason that they are 2 sets to love down. If you want to get involved, then do so. Join the conversation at FIVB Volleyball, or you can go to hashtag FIVB World League. How do you think Brazil are going to get back into this one? What insights do you have? What have you seen from this game that you think that Brazil could use to their advantage? Equally, what have Serbia got to do to see this one out? Do tell. What's impressed you most about this tournament? Which player has impressed you most? What do you think to the new challenge system technology that's been introduced? Whilst you're looking at the stats on the screen, just having a look at the information in terms of the rotations and their effectiveness for Brazil. They are -6 in rotation 3, -2 in rotation 2. Their only successful rotations are 6 and 1 at the moment, whereas the only unsuccessful rotation so far for Serbia has been rotation 1, where they're -1. They're evens at 5 and 2 and +1 in 6 and 4 and +5 in 3. Well, whilst you're looking at the stats and we can hear that roar, it's because a chap here on centre court has just asked for the hand in marriage of his girlfriend, who had been blindfolded, taken out onto court. She thought she was going to be doing something else. No, she is going to be doing something else, isn't she? She's going to be getting married. One of the best marriage proposals I've ever seen was from a certain Mr. Jonas Personini on beach volleyball, where he was refereeing with his girlfriend Nina Hopi, who was the first referee. And he went and asked for a hand in marriage before the game started to a packed audience. It's one of the most emotional things I've seen in a long time in volleyball. And if you haven't seen it, you can catch it online. It is spectacular. Talking of spectacular, the super slow-mo is pretty good. Look how high Lucarelli gets. And then crushing the ball. With the super slow-mo, you can see, talking about the blocking and how late players are, and closing early, having a now moment, and certainly from a coaching perspective, getting players to think about that and have a now before they feel the blocker is the attacker's gonna touch the ball. What that's gonna do is get their hands across at the moment or just before contact, which means the block is finished. 9 times out of 10, when you look at this, even with these super slow-mos, you're seeing that the ball's been hit and the hands are still trying to get in position, by which time the ball either goes past or it hits the arm and doesn't come down. You can see here, look, they're going, and then there's no press because they're reaching for height. And then there's the press that the ball's gone way past already. You want that press to be almost before contact. Very difficult to try and do that. It's kind of change in perceptions of blocking, having that now moment. Whilst we're looking at that, you can see it again. Up they go, up they go, up they go. And now here comes the press. Look at Podraščanin and the hands of Jovovic. Hashtag drinking game. They're getting across. But at this level, though, as you look at that again, see, Podraščanin's hands now are going, the ball's already passed, and now his hands are going across the net. But when you're dealing with the heights at which these guys are operating with, there is a certain element of, okay, yeah, you have to get up and then try and press. You can't just go straight across the net, as perhaps you would like to, certainly at the lower levels, though it's something you want to be thinking about doing. But the one thing you want to do is, as hands get across, get above the net, they want to start getting across the net. Very evident, it's really good to see with the super slow-mo that what the hands are doing and how they are going up first and then pressing, but the press being very late. Look at that from Maurizio. Now Maurizio's gone across the net. Ball's already left him, it's way past him. Something I've seen with the USA women's team at the FIVB World Grand Prix finals in Bangkok, Thailand last week, that they have been working really hard on that element of getting hands across the net the minute they get above the net. And some of their blocking was phenomenal in terms of their now moment and being across the net in one action. They made really good blocks. And then behind that, their defense was superb as well, because you've got blockers that are disciplined, they're across the net, they're still. Defenders then off shoulders behind, they can see exactly where the ball's coming from, what's being taken away, and making some good transitional volleyball off the back of that for the USA. And I know it's something that in interview, when I discussed that with them, that they were saying, yeah, it's something they've been working really hard on in terms of their build-up to Rio. Almost all day, couldn't you? Certainly a good way to see, if you're somebody that likes to watch what's going on in terms of how you learn, then seeing these guys in action there's no better way, is there? That's not something, though, that you want to be practicing. That's nice from Lipe. He is pretty much getting across the net, isn't he? Pretty early on that one. Very good from Kovacevic. Great strength, kept his shoulders facing back towards the net, and that ball is on its way in then to the setter. Not too convinced about his shirt underneath. Fist of fury from Ljuberic. That didn't work, did it? Try the head instead. Stats from set one, you can see, and it's one thing that is generally a given, isn't it, that the serving team serving into that area there, 42% to where the front court swing hitter is, to try and put pressure. And there in set two, a little change up, so more of the ball actually going down the middle, as in terms of where the players were, where they're trying to go, and all of that is based around the serving strategies of the teams. But it's always good to see a representation like that, and that's all part from this new challenge system that's being introduced. They have this real-time information of the ball flight, where it's gone, where it's served, where it's set to, where it's set from. It's fascinating information that's available to us now as this third set gets underway. Kovacevic gets block out as he whips his arm through the ball. Nice from Lizinets, as it's pronounced. First point then for Brazil. Brendel's off and running. Wallace with that ball across his body doesn't really like that kind of play with the way that he shapes up for it. Might well have suited a ball out to four for Lipe to have a swing on, really. Certainly in hindsight it would have been better, wouldn't it? Because Wallace made a real mess of that one. Ljuberic for Serbia. This would be some win, wouldn't it? Dare I say it, if Serbia are able to take this one 3-0, and their serving pressure really is causing Brazil a few issues. Well done by Mesterovic, getting that ball back and not hitting the net. However, Ljuberic is over the top of the block, doesn't catch it. Guribic doesn't bother to go with the... oh, he should have done. He should have gone with the challenge. Wow. Well, that's, I'll tell you what that is. That is the speed at which that ball was hit at, that no one saw it. Good up. Whoa, Eder did well to get something on that. Serbia back in control of this point. Well, they were, weren't they? Eder said, and he makes a great block. And Brazil, with their changes, are in the game. Total focus from Lippe. Not quite the outcome he wanted. Or Bernardino. Wallace again, over the top but long. No challenge coming. Kovacevic goes back to serve. Indeed, when I talk about the speed of the ball, we look back to that last play where Lippe touched it as Serbia take that point. Talk about the speed, it just meant no one did see it because it was so quick, but it's also so loud in here as well. For a player, normally when they put it off the block you can hear it, but Lubric neither heard it or saw it. Bernardino neither wants to see or hear it. Kovacevic, tame little dolly dropper roll serve, which is punished big time by Brazil. You can't do that at this level because that's what happens. Well, Adair will go back to serve. He had a ferocious serving run in the semi-finals. I think it was 7 points in a row with his jump serve. He's a threat when he gets it right, but that's well past. And Serbia able to run the middle. Nesterovic, the libero, really happy with that. So he should be, because that's a big rotation to get off. First time of asking. Podrashinin up and over and past Souza. Off the block. Brazil get their side out. Good chase. Oh, what a dig that is. And no one expected it. Kovacevic didn't go after it. Jovovic threw himself in the firing line of this one. Makes a great dig. That's got to be Kovacevic's ball. Well, that was a missed opportunity. Bruno will serve again, Brazil. Just one back. Good work, Luzinats off the block and out. And just as we have been in the previous two sets, it's Serbia who have the lead at the technical timeout. Well, I know this is being streamed all over the world. And those of you that are sat perhaps watching on your tablet, watching at home, be enjoying this one from... It's always interesting to hear what the coaches have to say, whether you're watching from Auckland to Orkney. Hope you are enjoying this one. It is fascinating on so many levels. The height, the power, the speed, and And then on top of that, you've got the tactics as well. They're all at the moment seeing Serbia bossing this one. That was a great swing from Sousa, wasn't it? Looked like he was running out of court. But he hit it so steep. That's a nice block from Lipe. I think he enjoyed it. The team enjoyed it. Brazil are level. That would have been embarrassing. And it does become a little bit embarrassing now for Serbia, for Brazil, as that one has gone off the block and out. The ball was pinged at overpass, but Jojovic just stands there. But the thing is, he's back court. Is he deemed to have been part of the block? Is he deemed to be making a block? But if his hands are below the net, I guess not. I know, it used to be, if you'd stood next to a blocker in your backcourt, then you'd be deemed to be part of a block, but he was on his own, wasn't he? Well, answers on a postcard about that one. The referee said it wasn't a problem, so that's the end of it. And Brazil get the ball down, get themselves level. Top swing from Lipe. Again, Serbia showing Brazil how to hit the backcourt pipe. Brazil won't like that, will they? Gets a free swing as well, Ivovic. Wallace trying to get in and help, and he can't. A serve from Lizinets. They're going to challenge it. The line judge was pretty clear. He thought it was in. And with this new challenge system technology now that tracks the ball from impact to impact, it works out as well how much of the ball is compressed onto the floor, which is just about short of the diameter of the circumference of the ball. It's going to clip the line. It has clipped the line. It is in. It is an ace. And Serbia extend their lead. Well, I've been up with the challenge system guys this week looking at the technology. It is phenomenal what they have taken and brought, to this World League finals. The cameras that you can see around the court, then there are cameras up around the hall as well. These added cameras that track the movement of the players. They can do. They certainly track the ball, work out the velocities, the speed, the trajectories, how much of the ball is compressed onto the floor, which differs with the speed at which it hits the floor at. We've even been seeing graphics of the reaction time as well, from impact of the spike to the ball hitting the floor or hitting the player, which have been around about 0.2 of a second. Sometimes less than that. Excellent pass by Kovacevic. And a great put away by him as well. Well, he may look a bit scruffy. He may have shorts that seem to be a little bit too tight for him. But he can certainly play volleyball. Good art by Luboric. Oh, is that going to land in? It has landed in! Wow, would you believe it? Ivovic just rolled it long. He was in trouble. He just wanted Brazil to play it, and they've left it. There's going to be a challenge, though, as to whether or not it's caught the line. And look at that, right from where it's caught. Yes, it has caught the line. It is in. It's a great point for Serbia. Once again, Brazil, they're under the cosh. 14-11 down. 2 sets to love down. Kovacevic with the serve. And what a block that is from Jovic. He puts down Lucarelli. There's going to be a double substitution for Brazil. Excellent blocking from Serbia. Wallace is coming off. And so too is Bruno. It's a double sub to put William into the back row. But this is not looking good for Brazil, is it? You just wonder what Serbia have said to each other before this match started. They were here last year in the final and they got beaten. They know what that feels like. And they certainly look like a team that don't want that to happen again, do they? And it's an error from Lucarelli, and we hit the second technical timeout. Serbia leading by 5 points. Big swing from Brazil. Well, I said at the top of the broadcast that these two actually played each other in 2009. And that was in Belgrade. That went to 5 sets. Brazil won it 3-2. And now they're mounting the comeback, which they have to do. There is hope. As Big Red gets ready to deliver another serve. 102 kilometers an hour, but it's the placement, isn't it? Kovacevic not moving his feet quickly enough. Right in between him and Mastarovic. Brilliant serve. Is that hope fading? Looks like Bernardino's having a full-on conversation with himself, doesn't it? Podraščanin. Too easy for Serbia as the ball is overpassed. Brazil right now just have no answers. Timeout called by Bernardino. Well, Murillo looks on, he's not part of things, he's just here as an innocent bystander, and that's what he thinks of it all. He's not been selected for this tournament. Will he be selected for the Olympic Games? Certainly hope so. Podrashin in. Good lead from Brazil, and they huddle up and try and inject some energy into what they're doing, trying to get themselves back into this one. It'll be Evandro who goes back to serve. The double substitution is not being reversed by Bernardinho. He's sticking with William and Evandro. And that means there's a big mismatch here out at 4 for Serbia, for Ivovic. High ball out wide should be the order of the day, but it goes to Luberic. And he is shut down big time by Sousa. Serbia need a decent ball in and go high and wide for Ivovic to go over William, don't they? In an ideal world, that's what they would have done. As it is, it goes to Luberic and he's denied. There is the high and wide ball, and there is the point that Serbia want. And if Serbia do go on to win this, this will be the first time in World League history there has been back-to-back first-time winners. France getting there first last year over Serbia. Huge block. Panic stations now for Brazil. Timeouts, substitutions called. Brazil don't have any timeouts left. Good chase by Mastarovic. That ball's touched. Oh, do you know what? There was a touch shown by the lines judge. But before the referee could look at him, he took his hand off the flag. So there's going to be a challenge for block touch. The line judge in the corner nearest the first official thought there was a touch or shown it, but took his hand away quickly. So what's it going to be? Serbia's point or Brazil back in it? Brazil back in it, there is no touch. Ivovic. Wallace this time straight over Kovacevic. Touched by Brazil. Lizinets gets the point, and Serbia now are 3 away from victory, 3 away from dreamland, 3 away from their first ever World League gold medal, 3 away from a massive celebration. Oh, it's another point for Brazil. It's not done just yet, is it? Timeout called by Serbia.
Uđete malo napred, sve što vam ide odavde gore, sve je out. To je jedno. Drugo, sad će opet verovatno doda i sve snage vas 6-5 ovamo. Nemoj kao prvi set. Ako ide ovdje kratak, uzmi je. Ali hoću ti da uzmeš kratak. Ljudi, ako se odvoji lopta od Sajle, mare na Bruninja.
Not coming back. Ivovic making sure that Serbia get the side out. Wallace comes back, but Serbia know they just have to keep trading points and they will be the winners. Footfall by Lippe, it's match point now for Serbia. Would you believe it? Kovacevic with the ball. Brazil on the verge of defeat. Still in play, they've got to swing for it. Ivovic, oh, well, he can't get the sideline and the subs were ready to flood the court. They've got to wait. First match point save, Gribic, cool, calm and collected. Eder. Does he dare go for it? They did, it's long, they've lost, and it's Serbia who take victory. They have their gold medal. They were denied last year. They have beaten Brazil by 3 sets to love, and this is what it means to them. Well, it's a big defeat for Brazil. Last time that happened was in 2013 at the Mar del Plata in Argentina against Russia. It's not something that happens often. And it's not something we're likely to see again in the near future, you feel. Good sportsmanship from Bruno, eye contact, congratulating everyone of the other team. That's the way you lose, with dignity, with humility. Brazil can have no complaints. They were outplayed. Serbia came with a game plan and they stuck to it. They delivered. And they have gold. They're national heroes if they weren't already. Well, fair play to them. Look at that. You get the feeling there might be 1 or 2 soft drinks had after this one. Here are your stats. 3-0, I can't believe that. I don't think anybody can quite believe a 3-0. Be interesting to find out later. I'm going to have a chat with one of the players, maybe even Gribic, to see if they thought they would get 3-0. Stats overall, opposition errors. Look at that, Serbia were given 23 points by Brazil. Well, the best scorers, it's Wallace for Brazil and Ivovic for Serbia. He was fantastic, wasn't he, through for Marko Ivovic, and on that backcourt pipe as well. Amazing. Serbia have done it. Let's have a look at the highlights.
Bearing in mind that you didn't make it last year?
Oh, it's like when you go to, first of all, thank you. When you go to serve and somebody before you made an error, so it's like, oh, he missed before me, so I have, no. The only thing I said to the guys, you don't have to be perfect to win tonight's match. You have to be, because the thing that it's not your perfection that make us arrive here. just be what you are, just play with your heart, because your heart and soul made us come here. So I just told them, guys, this is the final game. We arrive here, just play for you. It's a great experience for everybody. Just try to leave the heart on the court. And they did it.
Tell me, did you expect to win in 3?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, it's really rare that on this level, especially against Brazil, to win. So, I don't remember if somebody won against Brazil 3-0 in a long time. So I'm proud of these guys, because really we had more than a couple of months really tough. We worked hard, and everybody is saying, well, you know, you don't have Olympics on your mind and so on and so on. But trust me, we earned this with our sweat, working every day hard, and I'm proud of these guys.
Well, it's the first time you guys have won the World League. What does it mean for you personally to have had this success?
I just started coaching, so it's practically my second year of being a coach with the national team. So I'm trying not to think about my players' career, because it's over. I just try to take something from it as experience and help the guys to improve. So it's the beginning, I hope.
Well, congratulations, well done.
Okay, thank you very much.
Wow, what a game. The players now will enjoy that moment, that's for sure. 3-0 to Serbia, and we are going to have the medal ceremony shortly. We hope you can join us for that. We'll be back with you very shortly.
Spectacular volleyball that you could wish to see. The 6 teams that made it through to the finals were whittled down to 4, and then to 2, and then to our winner. Time now for the awarding ceremony. There are individual awards as well as the team awards. So there is an opportunity for individuals to pick up a prize, and also a little bit of cash, a bit of pocket money.
Nagrodę wręczy wiceprezes Polskiej Federacji Siatkówki, pan Jacek Sejm. Będzie to czek i statuetka. A pierwszym...
So the awards are there are 2 Best Outside Hitter awards, 2 Middle Blocker awards, Libero, Best Setter, Best Opposite, and then there's an MVP award. And the Best Outside Spiker, number 1, is Marko Ivovic, Serbia's number 8. He picks himself up, check for $10,000, as well as the silver platter. That's presented by Jacek Sek, the Vice President of the Polish Volleyball Federation. Congratulations to Marko. He played superbly well, didn't he, this week? And that is a bit of icing on the cake. That will be his gold medal to come shortly. There are 2 Best Outside Spiker awards. So as well as Marko Ivovic, the other outside spiker who gets an award and an acknowledgement, and he comes from France. It's number 4, Anton Rousier.
Best outside spiker award and check will be presented by Mr. Eric Tanguy, the president of the French Volleyball Federation.
So Mr. Eric Tanguy, the president of the French Volleyball Federation, waits. And Rousier has just been acknowledged. He just found out it's him. He's saying, yes, merci beaucoup. I'll accept that one gladly. Congratulations to Antonin Rousier, as Mr. Eric Tanguy hands him the goodies.
Pamiątkowe fotografie zapraszamy na najwyższy stopień podium. Proszę Państwa, kolejne nagrody indywidualne. Do drużyny marzeń musi trafić 2 środkowych, oto pierwszy.
Now it's time to find out who the 2 best middle blockers are from this year's World League Finals. Marjorie Timber, the FIVB Board of Administration member, will be presenting the prize for the first best middle blocker. And that goes to Mauricio Souza from Brazil. He hurt his back in the semi-final and was substituted out. He's made it back into the final. Was able to play and been recognised as the best middle blocker of these World League finals. Mr. Timber handing over the silver plate and the cheque. Not sure he'll get that cheque in his wallet. Congratulations to Mauricio Souza. There are a fair few photographers here for which all want their picture. So the second best middle blocker, or the other recognised middle blocker, as Mauricio Souza goes and stands with Rusier and Ibovic. That prize will be presented by Mr. Nenad Golijanin, the president of the Serbian Volleyball Federation. It's very fetching yellow tie. And he will be handing that to Srećko Lizinac, who I think has the biggest jump I have ever seen in world volleyball. It says he only spikes at 3.55, but he blocks at 3.42. I think his spiking heights have been somewhat played down. That number 20 on his shirt gets above the top of the net when he hits. Congratulations to Srećko as he receives his individual award as best middle blocker along with Mauricio Souza. So we've had best outside spikers, we've had best middle blockers, and now we're going to find out who the best libero is. And I don't think there can be any argument with this, actually. For my money, from what I've seen this week, without doubt, the best libero here. The prize will be presented by Mr. Krzysztof Kowal, the managing director of the sports infrastructure in Kraków. And quite rightly, it goes to France's Janir Grebennikov, who has been sensational. And he had, for me, the play of the tournament, didn't he, when he leapt over the subs bench to bring a ball back into play, which was captured beautifully by the super slow-mo camera. And now he is being recognised for his efforts. And a nice cheque for $10,000 and a nice plaque to go with it. That cheque's almost as big as him, isn't it? Congratulations to Grebennikov. So he'll go and join the other All-Stars. And now we're going to find out who the best setter is of the tournament. A few candidates for that. Jojovic of Serbia would be a strong contender. Jacek Kasprzyk, the president of the Polish Volleyball Federation, will be handing over the prize. And that goes to Italy's Simone Gianelli. Well, 19 years of age, recognised as the best setter at the World League finals. That's not bad going, is it? Congratulations to Simone.
Gratulujemy serdecznie Simone Gianelli w towarzystwie prezesa Jacka Kasprzyka. Czek na 10 000 $, pamiątkowa statuetka dla najlepszego rozgrywającego finałowej rywalizacji. Gratulujemy, zapraszamy na podium. Proszę państwa.
Gianelli will go and take his place up with the other individual winners, and now it's time to find out who the best opposite of the tournament is. Lubric wasn't bad, Zaitsev was okay,
The best opposite award in Czech will be presented
but the
by
award
Miroslav
will not be going
Vice
to
President
either of them.
Polish
Miroslav Vachowiak, the Vice President of the Polish Volleyball Federation, makes his way out onto court with the Czech and the salver, and it will be going to Wallace de Sousa, who's just found out he's won. Oh, it's me! Yes, it's you. Get out there. Go on, go and collect it. This year's best opposite of the World League Finals, Wallace de Sousa, the Santa Cruzeiro player in Brazil. Something for the Brazil fans to smile about. Two Brazilian players honoured in the individual awards. Congratulations to Wallace. One more award to be decided now, and that is the Most Valuable Player Award.
Naszego turniejowego jury musiało wybrać najlepszego gracza turnieju, a nagrodę dla MVP wręczy prezydent Międzynarodowej Federacji Piłki Siatkowej, prezydent FIVB pan Ari Graca.
The MVP award in Czech will be presented by Dr. Ari Graca.
So Dr. Ari Graca, the president of the FIVB, will be presenting the award for the most valuable player. There are only two players in the running. Both of them are currently holding on to an individual prize. But the MVP this year is Marko Ivovic from Serbia. Well, he thought he'd had the icing on the cake, didn't he? No, he had the cake, the icing on the cake, and now he has the cherry on the icing on the cake. Best outside spiker, most valuable player, and gold medalist at this year's FIVB World League Finals. Congratulations, Marko. Well deserved. It's not a bad day's work, is it? $40,000 plus a share of the $1 million that the team gets for winning this World League Finals. I'm reckoning that drinks will be on Marko after this one for the Serbian team. So congratulations to all the individual winners and to Marko Ivovic, this year's MVP. Chance for the guys to have their photograph taken together as they line up. Two from France, two from Serbia, two from Brazil, one from Italy. A dream team. So as the players make their way off court, it's time, or will be, once they are in position for the team awards to begin. Bronze, silver and gold to be handed out, then the trophy to be handed out as well. Before that though, the referees make their way out onto court, and to be fair to all of them, they have done a spectacular job. And one thing we found from this tournament is the refereeing level was extremely high, the level of volleyball was extremely high, and yes, there are mistakes are made, and so there should be. This is sport, and it wouldn't be sport if there weren't the odd mistake. It all adds to it. A lot of it now, though, being taken away with the introduction of the new challenge system, which leaves little then to be contested or to be discussed later, because that's taken away and the decisions are final and correct. But we still have talking points, we still have discussion about these things, and it's brilliant. That's what sport's for. So all the referees congratulated by Dr. Ari Grasa and by the Eagle, the mascot for the Polish Volleyball Federation, on a job well done. And those referees leaving the court will be leaving Poland, going home for a short period and then making their way to Rio for the Olympic Games. Well, let's hope that Rousier is not playing Pokemon Go. I'd imagine he's not, he's walking, isn't he? Tonuti didn't get to play today because of his injury he picked up in the semi-final. Laurent Tilly deciding not to risk him. It was Pierre Pujol who took the reins in the setting position for France today and did a great job to get past Italy, and probably had one of the biggest talking points of the competition, didn't he, where he slid for a ball that had hit the floor, but due to the view that the referee had, you couldn't tell if the ball had gone down as his hand then slid under it and it came back up. Was then played on and France took the point. Merci Le Bleu, indeed, thank you Le Bleu, they've done well. France, although unable to hold on to the gold medal they won last year, they have remained on the podium. And as they step up, Le Bleu take bronze here in Poland. How that's good to see, very nicely done. The tricolor being shown by their polo shirts.
The bronze plate, check, and the medals will be presented by Mr. Eric Tanguy, President of the French Volleyball Federation, accompanied by Mr.
So Mr. Eric Tanguy, the President of the French Volleyball Federation, and Mr. Marjorie Timber, the FIVB board member. Mr. Timber with the glasses on. Those two will be presenting the medals, the check for $300,000 and the salver to go with it. Engapeth receiving his, Tonuti, Rousier, Klivno, Kevin Tilly waiting for his, who whilst warming up didn't play a lot of volleyball, Tilly, in this tournament, but a good experience for him nonetheless. Leroux played well, didn't he? And Linéal did extremely well, having to come in the semi-final. Pujol, who steered France to this bronze medal victory. Grebennikov not being missed out, he will get his. Smart, lads. Bestest cheesy grins for your bronze medals. Pujol and Grebennikov, yes, well done boys. Grebennikov, outstanding. What a libero. Legoff. I'm sure it won't do your teeth any good if you try and eat it. Almeida, well, he's got himself a bronze medal, but I guess it's bittersweet for him. He knows he won't be going to the Olympic Games. Hasn't been selected, neither has Kevin Tilly. The rest of the team will be going, but that's sport. And at the Olympics, only 12 players allowed to go, whereas current regulations 14 allowed in international tournaments. So congratulations to France. Third place here in Kraków, bronze medal, $300,000, and once again on the podium. They were first-time winners last year, and they've kept their momentum going with a bronze medal here this year. It's pretty good going considering they'd never medalled prior to that. I do apologise to those of you screaming. They actually had a silver medal, didn't they, in 2006 in Moscow. And they have the set now. They have silver, gold and bronze. So up step Brazil, a rather muted celebration from them as they have their silver medal. The 6th time that Brazil have taken silver. go with their 9 gold medals. And their 4 bronze medals. The most winningest team will receive $500,000. And silver medals
will be presented by Mr. Renato Arena, World League Council President, accompanied by Mr. Jacek Kasprzyk, President of Polish Volleyball Federation.
Mr. Renato Arena, the World League Council President, and Mr. Jacek Kasprzyk, the President of the Polish Volleyball Federation, will be handing out the silver medals. Interesting decisions, I guess, when you look back at the game by Bernardino. He didn't play Sergio. He put Brendel in. Maurizio was struggling, but he only brought Lippi in late. In some ways, some people may well be saying it's probably a good thing Brazil have been beaten. Going into the Olympic Games, having won the World League just a matter of weeks before, may give them false hope, false confidence, or even overconfidence. But they can be pleased with their performance. At times there is an expectation that Brazil win everything. They don't, and when they are beaten, it's taken a really good performance from the other team in order for that to happen. And they'll be in no doubt, and they'll have no complaints that they were beaten by what was on the day a better team. But congratulations nonetheless to Brazil. Silver here at the World League Finals, to go with the silver they took in Florence in 2014 and the silver they took in Argentina in 2013. No doubt they'll be back again next year, stronger and hungrier. But right now, it's all about this year and this team. They were beaten by France in Brazil last year, but this year they have their gold medal. Serbia's first ever gold medal at a World League Finals. And back-to-back finals for Serbia. They have gone one better than they could have expected. They've beaten Brazil in a manner they would have never expected, as evidenced by the chat we had with Gribic. He was expecting a 5-setter, he was expecting it to be tough, and whilst he was delighted with the 3-0, it was very much something he didn't expect. But the fact that he told his players not to be worried, not to be scared, just play, and it's for Antonijevic. The guys had put out earlier that the win they were trying to achieve was for him, couldn't be here for this one. Dr. Ari Grasa, the FIVB president, and Nenad Golajanin, the president of the Serbian Volleyball Federation, handing out the gold medals. Nikic didn't play in the final because he injured himself in the semis. But Kovacevic did a great job, didn't he? Mastariovic, number 14, did a great job, as well as Libero. Taking his medal from Dr. Ari Grasa. Stankovic did his job. Everybody did their part. It's a team performance. Grudic, number 5, came in and when required, did what he was asked to do. Alexander Ogolic didn't see a great deal of court time, but that's not what it's all about. You've got a squad, you need to use them effectively. Dokic came in when required, as did all of the players. What a day for Marko Ivovic. Best outside spiker, MVP, gold medalist. Days like this just don't get much better, do they? There you go, gold medal. And look at this, large check for $1 million. Fantastic performance from Serbia, thoroughly deserving of their win. It is Serbia who are the FIVB Volleyball World League winners here in Kraków for 2016.
Już za moment hymn narodowy zwycięskiego kraju, zwycięskiej drużyny. Jeszcze sekunda, jeszcze
That is what they have won. Look at that. That is some trophy, isn't it?
pamiątkowe fotografie z prezydentem FIVB.
That will be coming shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national
Before that, though, we will have the
Serbia.
national anthem of Serbia. As Krivic said, they didn't need to be perfect today. They just had to play with their heart. They had to enjoy it. They had to stay relaxed. There was no pressure on them. They didn't put any pressure on themselves. And they have their reward. They are the best team in the world at this World League final. Stankovic takes the trophy from Dr. Harry Grasser. Waiting for his opportunity as the check is raised. Stankovic joins his team, gets ready, and Serbia are the World League champions here in Kraków, and let the celebrations begin. Ivic said he was speechless after the win. They're not speechless now, are they? But they will never, ever forget this. Pioneers for their country. The first time Serbia have won this trophy. They will return home as heroes. Showered in glory. Wow, that's a lot of ticker tape. We're all being covered in it. Goodness me. Can't quite see the players, and neither can the crowd at the moment as they are covered in ticker tape. That's going to take some cleaning up. They don't care about that. They are the champions. Congratulations to Serbia. Well, that just about wraps it up from all of us. I think it's time for me to say goodbye and just leave you with these scenes of Serbia enjoying their moment. They worked hard for it, they deserved it, and they have their reward.